Last week, I gave you some practical principles on how to activate and build your faith. In this video, I will be giving you additional principles on building your faith. Hello lovelies, welcome back to the channel. This is Agalio with MS Adeolu, and this channel creates content for you to build your faith and live a life of purpose. So in this video, like I said, I'll be giving you additional principles on building your faith. So this video is building upon last week's video. If you haven't watched the video last week, I would advise that you go back and watch it, just to be able to go through with whatever I am saying. So I will leave the link in the description box, and you can click on that link to go back and you have access to that video. And if you have watched that video, I hope you are beginning to put into practice everything I said in that video. I'm sure if you are going to be seeing some results, and these additional tips that I'm going to be giving are going to help you to elevate your knowledge on faith building. But if you have not started to implement those principles, it's all right. You can still go back to refresh your memory, watch that video, and then you watch this video and you try to put everything into practice. Now, the first principle I will be giving you today is fellowship with the believers. This simply means that you have to work with people that are like-minded with you, because these people are the ones that will keep you consistent in your believing. If you move with people that walk by sight and not by faith, they won't help your faith. You have to move with people that walk by faith, not by sight. The relationship you have is just as important as marriage relationship. I'm not saying it is more important. I'm just saying that it is just as important. Don't guard your heart against people that are pessimistic, because they always say something negative about what you are believing God for. I call them triggers of fears, because these people will always ignite fear in you. That is it possible? Are you dreaming too big? Calm down. Your dream is taking you somewhere else. Are you sure you can achieve this? So move away from people that will always see and say negative things concerning you. If you put yourself in groups or put yourself with people that are like-minded with you, you will notice that you will begin to grow. You begin to improve. They will begin to influence you. These people will help you to build your faith. So fellowship with the believer is just as important if you are trying to build your faith. Now, I'll give you a tip on how to get rid of fear, because I know fear is like a major component that hinders our faith. So let me give you an instance. Let's say I'm trying to ask God for a job. I'm believing God for a job, but I have this fear that I am not qualified, or nobody in my field has ever gotten that job before. What I will do is I will go to the scripture as well. The scripture is so important. It is free of charge. Use it, implement it, experiment with the scripture. So we are going to be using the scripture to eliminate these fears. But first thing you're going to do is write down these fears. So you write, number 1, I am not qualified enough. Number 2, nobody in my field has ever gotten this particular type of job. Now, for every point that you have written down, you are going to look for scriptures that negate these points. So you are going to write that scripture down. So for instance, number 1, I am not qualified enough. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Nobody in my field has ever gotten this job. God is going to favor you. Write something like, God is going to favor you. The earth is the Lord and its fullness thereof. Something like that. Now, these scriptures are how you are going to pray. So whenever the devil comes and tells you that, Omo, are you sure you are qualified for this job? You will go back to what you have written down. You will read it and say, yes, I am qualified because I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. So that is one of the ways that you can eliminate fear in your faith journey. Now, the second point that I'll be giving you is to rely on God's strength. Rely on God's strength. We know that Proverbs 3 verse 5 says, trust in the Lord with all of your heart and lean not on your own understanding. And Philippians 3:14 says, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. So it means that what you are believing God for is not going to happen by your power. It's going to happen through the strength of God. So you have to be aware of it. So when something big, when you're facing a challenge, you will know that, okay, I'm not going to be scared of this challenge. I'm not going to retract my words or retrace my steps, because I know that I'm not the one doing it. It is God that is doing it. And God is all powerful. He can move mountains. He can do anything. So you have to know that you are relying on God's strength. If you look at Peter, he had it in him that he would walk on water with Jesus. And he did. He walked on water. But when he started to look down, he was looking at the water and saying, wow, he was imagining that I'm really walking on water. He became terrified and he started to drown. Instead of him to keep looking at Jesus, who started the good work and who will bring it to an end, he was looking at his surroundings. So you have to know that you are going to keep looking unto Jesus, because it is by strength you are going to get whatever you are asking God for. Now, the third point is to align your desires with the will of God. This simply means submit to God. 1 Corinthians 1:25 says that the foolishness of God is wiser than men, and the weakness of God is stronger than men. This shows you that there is a reason why miracle defies logic. So if God asks you to do something, you have to just go use everything that you have to do that thing, because you know that God is wiser than men. God is stronger than men. God sees the bigger picture. You only see a tiny bit of it. So you have to submit your desires. You have to align your desires with the desires of men. God can tell you, you might be asking God that, oh God, I want to have a bakery. God can tell you that, first, I want you to become a chef, a qualified chef. So you are going to go through these paths. So you have to just trust God. It's just like trusting your parents. Even though you don't necessarily agree with them, when they ask you to do some things, you still do it either ways, because you know they have your best interest at heart. So you must trust that God knows what is best for you. He says that his thoughts of you are of good and not of evil, to give you an expected end. So know that whatever you are asking God for, He has your best interest at heart. In fact, He knows you better than you know yourself. He wants good for you better than you want good for yourself. So you have to align your desires to the will of God. Now, the final point is act of faith. So this is when you do something to show your commitment to God, that, okay, what I am believing you for, I'm going to prepare, I'm going to do something in preparation for receiving it. And you will see some people, they will say, oh, to show that I have faith, I'm going to buy this thing or buy that thing, just to show my commitment to what I'm asking God for. For instance, I'm asking God for a job. I can buy a tie or a suit just to show, okay, I'm ready for a job, Father. Let me start getting my bag, my shoe, my tie, everything ready. If you're asking God for a child, you can buy baby clothes or baby cribs or anything relating to a child. And if you're asking God for marriage, you can just go ahead and pick a venue and pay for the venue, right? No, I'm just joking. But if you have the money, if you can have it, you can as well pay for a venue. It's not too big for God. So acts of faith, just to show that you are committed to the promise. Now, these are the points, these are the principles that I've been using in my life, and they have been working for me. And I said, I have to share it with you guys. You guys have to benefit from these principles, because these principles, although they are in the Bible, not many people like use them. So I'm hoping that you will use these principles in your life and you'll be able to have testimonies, you'll be able to achieve your goals. This is the end of today's video. If you have watched this video to this point, why don't you just subscribe? Just click on the red subscription button to subscribe to this channel, and you can click on the bell icon that is beside the button to get notified when there is a new video from this channel. And don't forget to like this video, comment in the comment section, and share this video with your family and friends. See you in my next video and have a good time. Bye.